You've been told that to lose fat, you need to eat chicken and broccoli for every meal. No pizza, no ice cream, no joy. And if you slip up even once, you've ruined everything. That's not just miserable. It's scientifically wrong. The 80-20 rule is the most sustainable fat loss strategy ever discovered. 80% of your calories from whole, nutrient-dense foods. 20% from whatever you want. Yes, including pizza, ice cream, and burgers. Let me explain why extreme restriction fails. When you forbid yourself from eating anything you enjoy, two things happen. First, you feel deprived and miserable. Second, that deprivation builds until you binge. It's a psychological cycle that's been proven in studies. The 80-20 rule breaks this cycle. You're never deprived because you know you can have what you want, just not all the time. This psychological freedom is what makes the diet sustainable for months and years, not just weeks. Here's the math. If you're eating 2,000 calories per day, 20% is 400 calories. That's a slice of pizza, or a small ice cream, or a few cookies. You can fit this in every single day and still lose fat, as long as the other 1,600 calories are quality. This works because fat loss is fundamentally about energy balance. Calories in versus calories out. If you're in a deficit, you lose fat. It doesn't matter if some of those calories come from pizza. The law of thermodynamics doesn't care about food purity. But, and this is crucial, the 80% has to be quality. You can't eat 80% processed junk and 20% vegetables and expect results. The 80% provides the protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals your body needs to function, recover, and burn fat efficiently. The 80% should prioritize protein, 30 to 40 grams per meal, vegetables at every meal for fiber and micronutrients, complex carbs around your workouts, healthy fats for hormone production. This is the foundation that makes the 20% harmless. Here's how to implement the 80-20 rule in practice. Calculate your calorie target for fat loss. A 300 to 500 calorie deficit from maintenance. Then allocate 80% to whole foods and 20% to whatever you want. Track both. Plan your treats. Don't leave them to impulse. When you know you're having pizza Friday night, you can look forward to it all week. It becomes a reward, not a failure. Planned indulgence doesn't trigger guilt or binges. The 80-20 rule applies over a week, not necessarily every day. You might eat clean Monday through Friday and enjoy more flexibility on weekends. As long as the weekly average is roughly 80-20, it works. Some people do better with daily treats. A small piece of dark chocolate every evening. A cookie with their afternoon coffee. This prevents the feeling of deprivation that can build up and explode on the weekend. There's no one-size-fits-all. Some people thrive on weekly flexibility. Others need daily structure. Experiment and find what works for your psychology. The best diet is the one you can stick to for the long term. There are some guardrails. If you have a history of binge eating, the 80-20 rule might need modification. Some trigger foods might need to stay out of the house. Know yourself and adjust accordingly. Let me show you what a day of 80-20 eating looks like. Breakfast: 3 scrambled eggs with spinach and whole grain toast. Protein, fiber, complex carbs. That's solid 80%. Morning coffee with a small splash of cream, not a 400-calorie latte. Lunch: grilled chicken over mixed greens with olive oil, quinoa, and roasted vegetables. Dense nutrition, high protein, plenty of fiber. Another 80% meal, afternoon snack, Greek yogurt with a handful of berries. Dinner: baked salmon with sweet potato and asparagus. Beautiful, satisfying, full of omega-3s and complex carbs. You're at about 1,600 calories of whole foods by the end of dinner. Now you have 400 calories to play with. Now you're 20%. a slice of pepperoni pizza, and a small scoop of vanilla ice cream, or a brownie with a glass of milk, or chips and guacamole while watching a movie. You've earned it and it fits your plan. Total for the day, 2,000 calories. 1,600 from whole foods, 400 from treats. You hit your protein target, you got your fiber, you enjoyed your food, and you're still in a 500-calorie deficit. That's how you lose fat while eating pizza. This is not a cheat day. This is not falling off the wagon. This is the plan. This is the diet. When you build flexibility into your plan, there's nothing to cheat on. You're always on plan. Here's your action plan. Step 1. Calculate your maintenance calories and subtract 300 to 500. That's your target. Step 2. Allocate 80% of those calories to whole foods. Plan your meals for the week. Step 3. Leave 20% of calories for flexibility. Track it. Enjoy it. Step 4. Adjust based on results. If you're losing 1 to 2 pounds per week, perfect. If not, tighten the 80% quality or reduce the 20% slightly. The 80-20 rule is not an excuse to eat junk food all day. It's a framework for sustainability. It acknowledges that you're human. That food is social. That life is meant to be enjoyed. And that you can have pizza and a six-pack at the same time. Stop punishing yourself. Stop the restrict binge guilt cycle. Build a diet that includes joy. Fuel your body with real food 80% of the time. Enjoy life 20% of the time. That's the formula for permanent fat loss. Hit subscribe. See you in the next one.